folks, that though you are His child and you have value and God loves you and you'll always be His child, that there comes a point where God may take you off the wheel because you refuse to be pliable, you refuse to trust Him, you refuse to allow Him to work in your life, and He takes you off in the wheel and He puts you over in a pile of uselessness. Paul says, I never want to be there. God, I want to stay soft. God, I want to stay submitted. I keep under my body and bring it in subjection, lest by any means when I preach to others, I myself should be a castaway. God, I don't want to be in that potter's field. I don't want to be in that useless place in my life. I want to be used my entire life. I want to finish well. What did Paul say at the end of his life? I've fought a good fight. I've finished my course. I've kept the faith. How did he do that? He stayed on the wheel. And he said, okay, God. Paul gave him a thorn in the flesh for 3 years. And what did he say? God says, my grace is sufficient for thee. Paul dropped the subject. He asked 3 times, God, please. God said, no. You need this. He stayed on the wheel. He could have walked away at that point. But he trusted God. He says, I am what I am by the grace of God. And he was very thankful. Paul was very thankful to be even in the faith, to be even involved as an apostle. He said, I'm the least of the apostles. I'm the chiefest of sinners. But by God's grace, He's used me, and that's because Paul had to be fashioned and molded probably more than most people. And he knew it. And he finished. He became the vessel God wanted him to be. And that's the goal. Do you believe that God knows what He's doing? Do you believe that God knows better than you? Do you believe that God has a better plan for your life? Allow God to mold and shape you according to His will. When we live a life of surrender and submission, we are acknowledging that God is the potter and we are just the clay. Doug's chosen the song of invitation. Let's stand and